When I was 22, I met a man that I worked with, and he took me on about 6 dates in 48 hours. I set the scene for you. This is 2009, and we worked together. And he invited me to Carnegie Hall, and he also invited a friend of ours who was married, and we all four were supposed to go. Now, at the last minute, somehow she decided that she couldn't go, and it kind of felt like I was being set up, but I didn't think nothing of it. I got dressed, and I'm putting on my best granny couture because we dress for business to go to real regular places, but it wasn't real regular. It was Carnegie Hall for crying out loud. So I had on my nice sweater, my nice slacks, my little heel. I was doing my thing, and he took me to a bar and he introduced me to hummus, and I fell in love with hummus that day. And he knew I was a writer and that I wrote poetry and all those things. So he asked me to write a poem about hummus, since he figured that you could write about anything, write about hummus, which I did, and which he ended up reading that on the radio and sending me the link to him reading it on the radio, which I thought was incredibly sweet. We went to Carnegie Hall. They played one of my faves, Moon River, amongst a whole bunch of beautiful songs, beautiful orchestra. It was a very classy moment for a 22-year-old girl like me. He took me to, I want to say, we went to Juniors that night, and that was amazing. I had never been to Juniors, and yeah, I had a great time. Everybody was staring at us because, we were just kicking it, having a great time. And that was that day. And then another day, we went to the city and we were walking, and he saw this long line. And he was like, "That line is long. I wonder what it's for." I was like, "I don't know." He said, "We should get on it." And I'm like, "Okay." So we got on the line, and as we're inching towards the door, I can see the things inside. And I see that it's Tim Burton's art in there. And I'm freaking out because I had no idea Tim Burton had his stuff on display. He had an exhibit, but apparently he did. I must have said I liked Tim Burton maybe once, and he somehow got us there, and I had a phenomenal time. He also took me to the Met, and we had lunch there. And we saw beautiful art, and this was around the time where the girlies had their cameras with a wristlet on, the wristlet strap on the camera. So I had my camera, I was taking pictures of everything, and they were like, "Oh, you can't take pictures." And he looked at me, he was like, "Of course you can take pictures. I'll cover for you. I'll watch your back." So I did take pictures, and that was really sweet. Also ended up taking me to, I think it's called Oyster, some restaurant in Grand Central, and those prices were very adult, and my eyes had never seen those prices before. And so I was just like, this is expensive. And so he took his menu and he covered the prices and said, "Pick what you want to eat." And I was very impressed, but it didn't click to me that maybe he fancied me, maybe he likes me, because I'm just that type of person. You literally have to say it to me. Just because I'm used to being so kind to people, I think that when someone is kind back, that's just the energy returning back to me. So I'm not thinking, "Oh, he really likes you, girl. Look at him pulling out all the stops." And so, yeah, there's a little area in Grand Central where one person can whisper in another one corner, and the other person can hear it in another corner. He introduced me to that. I never knew about it. It was beautiful. He also ended up taking me on a carriage ride and covering our laps with a blanket, to which I nicely took that blanket off because I didn't know. I had no idea, and I'm just like, "I'm not cold. I'm good." Whatever. Just an intelligent, intentional young man. I'm thankful for the experience. I keep replaying it because I just can't believe. Sometimes you just can't believe that certain things happen to you, and that really happened to me in my real life. If I didn't have pictures, I wouldn't even believe that really happened to me, but it really happened to me. Yeah, little tidbits, I guess I can add in, little cute things that were a part of our relationship. Not that kind of relationship, it was a friendship, but we used to text in haiku form only, which that fed my soul. I love stuff like that. We were pen pals for years after, because I had got fired, which is why he wanted to spend time with me before I moved. So we spent some great times together, and it was just wonderful. yeah, we were pen pals for a long time. As far as I know, currently he is married. He has a child, and they're living a wonderful life. And I love that for him because he's genuinely a great person. And I just feel like that's just exactly what you deserve, to have a great life and just, enjoy that. But yeah, he did also offer to carry me on his back when we went to Carnegie because I wore those heels for the first time. I didn't know you're supposed to break shoes in. I'm out here and my feet is hurting me. And he's like, you can get on my back. And I'm like, no, thank you. Everything was no, thank you, because I like somebody's boneheaded son that did not care about me in the long run. I was wasting time worrying about who was over here instead of what was going on right here. And then also we were walking past different statues and things like that. He knew all of that stuff. So I'm very impressed. If this was to happen to me now, I'm sure I would be married tomorrow. But, I always just have to give thanks for being allowed to experience that, especially at a young age, especially not growing up around examples of how a man is supposed to treat a lady. Just being able to have somebody come into my life and treat me well and not want nothing from me but to just be in my presence, that just changed everything in my mind. Now, did that make me make better decisions picking people? No. But I have something to remember, and I know what it's like to be treated that way, and I know what I would want to be treated like. So, anyways, long-winded but amazing. Yes, he did all of that in 2 days. 2 days. When people want to spend time with you, they'll make time to spend with you. And shouts out to him. Shout out to you if you watched this whole thing. I hope I wasn't talking too long, but I did enjoy telling this story, and I look forward to telling more stories because I'm still growing up. I know I'm grown, but I'm still growing up, and I still got stuff. So I hope you'll stay tuned for that. And I'll see you next time.